Okay, so yeah, you are you're in, that's your narrative within your mind. It's kind of built up of this idea that you are both the actor of your life and you're the audience. Um, and I think that most of maybe probably like what I had to learn about was in my journey of the self was more so it was all of it really. It was all of it. It was the acting, but it was also because the mind is so interesting when you get into these ideas, the mind has more questions. And I say meditation, it kind of has its own narrative and starts to do its own thing. And, at the end of the day, it's your mind. And so when you start thinking about the actor, you start thinking about, okay, well, what actions would I like to participate in so that I can expect um, that I would applaud to them. And then you start kind of the brain's like built in an interesting way where it kind of is like building games or breaking apart games, and it asks questions, presents questions like, well, what actions, what actions are good? Why do them at all? What about it is, you know, good or bad to you? And so the brain, so you can just be meditating and just be thinking about these type of things, and the brain can just run in a lot of directions, which seem to be kind of, either building games or testing them or breaking them apart, prodding you along in this journey of kind of deconstruction of the games that you participate in. And why? Why is that important? Because games invent things. Um, and then that's the world we live in, and that's the world you live in. And so, that's the actor part, and then the observer part is like, okay, well, if we live in a world where we invent things through games, what type of things would I kind of like to invent so that I would be applauding? Um, and that's kind of your life that you're participating in, whether you're aware of it or not. And these games are um, instantiated, and you have learned them from being here. You have learned them from being in the tribe. Um, um, these are kind of the games and the rules and the guidelines that guide uh, us, the human psyche. Why we do things or why we invent things. Yeah, there's a word I'm searching for. What is that word? Um, Anyways, they're all wrapped up in just survival and just being here and living and tribal thought and group thinking and the self and just us being here. Um, and so, maybe part of the journey of finding the self is realizing some of these things and then you start thinking about your own life. And more than likely, I would imagine that you would like to change and that you would have been thinking about how to change, and And I think that mindfulness is a practice, a tool in which you might be able to use it to interact with data better in your life. Um, Kind of have some type of narrative that you are building and you're inventing that you would applaud to. Um, that's pretty. It's fascinating. It's complex. It's it's interesting, and I think it's a fun thing. I think the idea of changing and um, kind of just seeing what life brings your way is as you get to know yourself more and discover yourself, um, is a good thing. Um, and trying to be in some type of state of continuity about it, sustainability about it. And that's a lot of what meditation is, and mindfulness is building this narrative, inventing it. You must invent it. The path is that the path exists, and you got to create it. And so I think it can be a powerful tool. Um, I think it can be a powerful tool, and I think that life is very strange. And I think that if you have this idea about, and this is kind of tribal thinking here, there is an idea, uh, what is it? My mom knows this word. I think it's what is this word? I'm thinking about here. Let me go to Chat GPT. And let's see here. Oh, ensconced, comfortably or securely settled into a place or position. Ensconced in within tribalism.